on. And no one's
So the next thing that we are going to be talking about is going back to Hamilton, because I've been on a huge Hamilton kick lately, is that the Federalist Papers, written by John J. Alexander Hamilton, and there is a third author of the Federalist Papers, and they were all written in a span of 6 months by Hamilton, Madison, and John Jay, and they're all taken care of in October in 1787. There is a very, very famous song in Hamilton called Non-Stop, and this is where the Federalist Papers are being written. And they're all singing, "Why do you write like you're running out of time? Write day and night like you're running out of time. Every day you fight like you're running out of time." And where Aaron Burr's character comes into play, where he says Alexander Hamilton wrote the other 51 essays of the Federalist Papers, and they all come out during October of 1787. And I know that this is after America is deemed quote-unquote free. This is during the American taxes and the American Revolution is still going on, which is ironic to say the least. But if you haven't seen Hamilton yet, it's streaming on Disney Plus. I highly recommend it. 12 out of 10 recommending to everybody. Everybody knows that I love this musical so much, to the point where I did do a deep dive into Alexander Hamilton's life and ended up reading the Federalist Papers. And without them, the Constitution doesn't stand on its own 2 feet. Without the Federalist Papers, you don't have a leg to stand on with the Constitution just itself. Alexander Hamilton has this very famous point where he's facing off with Burr, and he says that he has to fight his new client, and he has to say that the Constitution's a mess and it needs amendments. And this is where Aaron Burr is just like, okay, so, and he ends up writing the Federalist Papers. He ends up writing all 51 essays in a span of 6 months, and it redefines what you know about the Stamp Act. It redefines what you know about the Whiskey Rebellion, and the fact that it comes out in October when Hamilton is dealing with the fact that he lost his son during him writing the Federalist Papers, and you can see the emotional detachment at this time. You can see and hear the emotional detachment in everything that he does during this time. And another thing that I would like to point out is during this time you have the French Revolution going on across the sea, and you have Louis XIV and Marie Antoinette fighting so hard to prove that they are trying to be good, that they are trying to be regal and royal, and they are trying so hard. But you have this misunderstanding quote, a very famous quote by Marie Antoinette, "Let them eat cake," when she is misconstruing how the French were poor at the time, and it was only her and her husband that were sitting at the top of their prime. They were sitting and being this regal image of herself, and I think it is misconstrued. I think it is very, very misconstrued. I don't think she even knew what was going on. at this time during the French Revolution, and I think that's why the people revolted when they heard her say this, and I think this is why that they didn't want anything to do with her at this time, and I think that's why she ended up getting unalived.